Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel, guys. In today's video we're going to do finally technical analysis because I do have something very interesting to discuss about with you guys about Bitcoin price, because there is two possibilities for the Bitcoin in the next period of time, or let's say few days, where the Bitcoin price may actually go, and some of them are bearish and there is some potential and some evidences for that, which we are going to discuss in today's video. And now let's begin. So over here we are standing on weekly chart, and that's very important to do a technical analysis on weekly chart first, because the high time frames are very important for every single asset. When you are doing some technical analysis, Bitcoin is finding itself above all moving averages over here, and right now we are making some sort of a double top over here around $10,000. Bitcoin in the previous 3 to 5 weeks didn't manage to actually break this resistance, and that's one of the bearish things, because as we can see over here, this is the flat line of resistance and we didn't manage to break through it already month and so. And over here we can see also one of the top where the Bitcoin after only 2 weeks managed to push to the downside to the $3,800. Now the thing that I find very interesting is on daily chart, and also it is bearish and also it is bullish. Now to cover the bullish side over here, we do have ascending triangle that everybody are talking about, and for now Bitcoin is following this pattern perfectly fine over here, while 3 days ago we managed to actually break on the downside to retest this level of support, which is very interesting. Also, I mentioned in the long time ago when we broke this level of trend line over here, this big trend line that we are finding ourselves below already for 2.5 years. Actually right now we are above it. As long as we are trading above this that level, this purple line over here, I do tend to be very bullish on the Bitcoin, and as long as we are trading above a level of $8,000, we are bullish still. And one of the reasons for that is because on that level, as I mentioned in the previous video, many moving averages are standing still there. One of the Fibonacci retracement most important level is also on this level, so it's very important to observe $8,000 if we break on the downside. Now what are the indications for breaking on the downside? Well, if we switch first on the crypto fear and greed index, we can see that we are below level of 40. Last time we checked out this index, it was somewhere above level of 55. This means that the people in crypto space are still not sure should they invest in such an asset as a crypto and the Bitcoin itself, because it is risky and it is volatile, especially in this time when we do have coronavirus and many other things that are making investors scared to actually invest in Bitcoin and stocks and such assets. Another word over here is on a Bitcoin search term. On Google Trends, we can see that we are declining from this level of popularity Bitcoin term, search term in this engine, which means that the popularity of Bitcoin word is falling down right now. So we are still not on the all-time highs. Actually, we are very far away from this high. Now, very interesting thing that we need to mention that could be bearish for the Bitcoin and for the markets itself. Altcoins, usually we all know they're following the Bitcoin price. Wherever the Bitcoin price is going, altcoins tends to follow that way. As we can see over here, whenever the Bitcoin price is down, altcoins are following the same path. No matter if those jumps and dumps are actually big or not, altcoins tends to follow those let's say colors, red and green. Now in this case scenario over here, one thing discouraged me very well when I saw it 3 days ago. Over here we can see retest of this trend line over here, this red trend line. This trend line is actually support of this ascending triangle. Right now, if we switch over here on S&P 500, we can see the same thing happened over here with the stocks. So unfortunately we are still not detached from the stocks, and this needs to be said, because if the stocks continue declining, if this is the actually top, or let's say kiss for goodbye of this rally, which lasted 3 months or so, the same thing could happen with the Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin reacted pretty well on this decline over here. And if we switch on the Bitcoin, we can see the same thing happened 3 days ago over here. So we need to be careful. If you are trading this, you need to be careful, because even so, this is a ascending triangle and they do have a high percentage of tending to actually break on the upside. We still may see lower prices just because of stocks, and in this case scenario this is possible. So if we manage to break on the downside, where are the next stops? And I do believe the $8,000 is going to be next stop, because $9,000 is visited already now. So if we start declining from these levels over here, we are going to see $8,000, and that I do believe is going to be the last stop for the Bitcoin, because it's going to be strong support. One of the reasons for that, I told you already in the previous videos, we broke this level too fast, which means that the bulls have control and are strong. And over here, whenever we came back to retest this 3 times already here, we did bounce right away. And one indication for that is those long wicks. This means that the bears managed to push price to the downside, but the bulls didn't give them a chance to actually hold these levels and push right back above it. The same thing I do believe is going to happen right now. Is going to happen much harder, because bulls are much more aware of this level right now. I also found one Cointelegraph article where they are actually discussing about this level, how much important is that, and how earlier we actually managed to see this level and pay attention on it very carefully. Now, one more bearish indication over here why we could push on the downside is the bearish divergence. Now, how we can find those divergences? They are connected with the RSI. As we know over here, if we zoom in, we can see that the RSI is in constant drop since beginning of May, and over here we can see that the price of the Bitcoin is in uptrend, or let's say we have the flat resistance. When you have flat resistance and drop in RSI, that's actually exaggerated bearish divergence. That means that we do have price which is declining from some sort of a level over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 times already, and over here on the RSI we do have constant lower high, which means that the Bitcoin price buying power over here is weak, and we are unfortunately over here trading below level of 50, and that's not so encouraging on the daily chart, because whenever the Bitcoin price is above level of 50, that's the bullish, and whenever we are below, that's the bearish territory where we are trading. Now, that doesn't mean that we are not going to shoot back, but for now we need to do technical analysis by things that we are seeing on the charts and not the things that we are think it's going to happen. MACD is doing actually bearish thing over here. We are constantly diverging into the bearish side because we are going on the downside, but one good thing is that we are above this histogram. We are still in bullish territory. Even so, we are converging and diverging all the time over here as the histogram is showing us. So the MACD is still following the price, and we cannot say nothing more until we see breakout from this triangle. Now, why I do think that we may actually break at least on this midterm, or let's say short-term period of time on the bearish side, is because of the 20 exponential moving average. We are going to have some sort of a pressure over here from 20 exponential moving average. If we today or next 2 days don't break on the upside of this moving average, because it's going to give us a lot of pressure, there is a potential that the Bitcoin price will break on the downside. And one of the reasons for that is because this 50 is much weaker than 20 exponential moving average. It doesn't have so much power as the 20 exponential moving average has, so we need to be careful over here. Please observe these levels around this support. We need to bounce from here right away before we mention any other level whatsoever. So there is often times when this managed to push and press the price together with some level of support, and unfortunately price did break on the bearish side, so the support did let go, while this 20 exponential moving average managed to push price on the downside because it is powerful and many traders are trading by that indicator, or let's say moving average. I think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this technical analysis. If you didn't, let us know in the comment section down below why not, and let us know also in the comment section down below what would you see and like to watch on this channel, so I will manage to make those videos for you. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because it really means to me to build up this channel for you. And until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.